Okay, this video is on a mathematical analysis of Santa's path. So the best way to think about it is by population density. So I looked up, because population density gives you some notion of the distance between people. So we need to calculate the average distance between people and multiply by the number of people, and that's sort of an approximation of how far Santa has to travel. So there's this city called Manila in the Philippines that has a population density of like 108,000 people per square mile. So if you imagine, just as a simple mathematical model, if you imagine like a grid of people like standing on Manhattan blocks in the corners of the street, you can basically take the reciprocal of the square root of the population density, and that gives you some notion of the distance between people in this simple model. So that's as dense as it gets. That's about 16 feet per person. The distance between people is about 16 feet. So for the whole planet, the distance between people is about 500 feet. So that's the number we're going to use. The average distance between people is about 500 feet. And there are about 7.5 billion people on the planet. So if you got to go 500 feet times 7.5 billion, and the total length Santa Claus is going to have to travel is 750 million miles. That's how far he's going to have to travel in 24 hours. So that speed ends up being 31 million miles per hour. Now the first thing they're wondering is does that exceed the speed of light? And the answer is no. It's only 5% of the speed of light, so we're perfectly fine. But what this leads to is something that I've called the Santa equation, which bounds the population of the world. It has to be, so we know the speed of light, and we know he goes in 24 hours. And we divide that by the land area of the surface of planet Earth, and we get that planet Earth has a Santa carrying capacity of 4,500 billion people. So we're only at 7.5 billion people. So there's plenty of headroom before we exceed the Santa carrying capacity of the planet. And Merry Christmas, and Santa, good luck tonight. You can get it done. Travel at 5% the speed of light, get it done.